He was.
I am. I'm coming off of no sleep in like the last 20 hours.
That's right. So Ice Cream Man, he sort of rushed through and then went. Now this is where, and we'll see if you guys recognize this. I felt like the show kicked into another gear. Okay, went into Ice Cream Man, which was a sort of a shortened version. Now Ice Cream Man, as we have seen it, has been a long, drawn out thing. So my question to you, Ron, is. You weren't crazy about this version, but do you remember the long drawn out with the stories and blah, 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 and then he finally kicks into Ice Cream Man?
Of course.
Yeah.
He used to do the intro with the dog.
Yeah, the dog. Oh, my God, he had a movie. It was there was so much going on.
No, I mean, this was better than that, but it was too different for my taste.
Okay, too different. Okay. Now, this is when, like I said, things kicked into another gear. We got into Tobacco Road. Now we're starting to roll. He's really rocking out here. Goes right into Jamie's crying, right? And then, you know, he loves playing with the crowd. He's blowing kisses. He's eyeball rolling. He's really engaged, you can tell. This is also in the point when he turned around to the band and he said, "You guys are playing amazing tonight," which I've never seen him ever do that. Like compliment the band the way he was like really taken back by how well it was going.
Yeah, I mean, he was even talking to the band off mic,
yes,
so it wasn't just.
Yeah, he seemed very pleased with his band, very proud of his band.
So I have a conflicting take on that. Yeah. On one, it could be complimentary,
right?
Okay. On the other hand, it's like these are his hired guns.
Yeah.
Right. His a step higher than a tribute band.
Sure.
Where he's giving them a little pep talk.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit conflicted in that point.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
You felt that was not needed.
Dave's a professional, so he can make something that's a bit patronizing come off as professional and polished. So I don't know what to think of it.
You think he was showing off?
I don't know.
When is Dave not ever showing off?
Well, you know what, Ron? I'll tell you what. Knowing that, I will never compliment you in public.
Oh, stop it! Now this is now, but that was another question. So here's the other one. Now, what did you guys make of this? This started getting a little weird. This whole Mexican breakdown thing, that was a little odd. When he started going, "Oh, give me this Mexican song now," then he starts doing having the crowd sing, "Oh, Ray La."
How many times has he gone when he was talking when they were doing Dance the Night Away on the previous tour when he was talking about the lowriders, and he loves to go into that, the Chicano.
Yeah.
So I see that as part of his repertoire.
I'm not against it. It's just it was a weird spot for it.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Yeah, it was a weird spot for it, and then
it did feel random.
Yeah, and then he did have a line that I loved because he went into this whole Spanish thing, and then he was talking about he goes, "We're in a dangerous Spanish neighborhood. Don't get out of the car, white boy." I was like, what are you fucking doing? So that was a little odd.
What was he trying to get the crowd to chant? I couldn't really make it out.
"Oh, Raleigh." And then he did the best line. One of his best lines. He says, "My inner child is Edward James Olmos."
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking funny. That's funny.
Luckily, the crowd was old enough to know who Edward James Olmos.
Yeah. This is when he went into the whole thing about the drummer being named Mike Musselman.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he went and he said, "That's like calling me David Lee Rock or something."
Yes.
So that was kind of funny. Then he went into Panama, and that was slamming. I thought, so now Panama in the past has been sort of a weak spot for him. What did you guys think of Panama?
I thought the song was fine. I had trouble with the drummer in that song.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't
You think he
was
pounded
doing,
hard enough?
It wasn't. No, some of the fills seemed different from what.
Okay, then the Alex
brackets.
fills. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's
okay.
I noticed that, and it's like, okay, well,
I thought it was a weak spot.
It was a weak spot.
No. I mean, let me rephrase.
In the past.
In the past, it's been a weak spot for him.
Yeah.
And he did it better this time.
I think it's interesting that when you go to the old Reliables, the reaction from the crowd, more people started to pull out their phones to record that. The Panamas and the jumps, which is like
the most generic.
Yeah. And so I saw more people getting excited for a song like Panama.
Yeah, well, that's the most recognizable, I guess. This is also when he went into that whole rant about the pieces of leather hanging off his...
Yeah.
That was... Then that was the biggest tangent of the night.
But
It was
Which
interesting.
Is saying a lot, by the way.
I'm glad that he said it because I too thought it was like
a whip.
No, not a whip, but
a horse rein.
A horse rein.
Right. The people addressed it online. So obviously he must have listened to what people were saying online.
Yes.
Because they were addressing the whip thing online, and they were also addressing his long stories. But this was sort of the longest story of the night, where he talked about the Japanese sword, and I lived in Japan, and I didn't know anyone.
It may have been the longest story, but it was the most interesting
It was
story.
interesting because it did show, it also showed he lost his dog,
right?
Russell, which was like a close friend to him,
yeah.
and he was heartbroken over it, and it was sort of touching that he said it was Russ's leash.
Right.
So that was touching.
But just when he got to the point where you're like, oh, here we go. Then he kicked into the sword.
Yes, exactly. He did, like, notch it up.
Yes.
It's almost like when it was just about to say, this is going on a little too long. You're right. He revved right back into Panama.
Yeah, he could feel the crowd.
Yeah, you're right. He could feel the crowd,
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was good. Then he broke out Pretty Woman. So that was another new addition.
Another addition.
Okay?
Yes.
And in addition there, and then he did that whole thing where it was acting like a woman was kissing him when he was throwing his hands on.
Yeah.
What a fucking nut. So then he went, I thought it was interesting that he did Pretty Woman next to Beautiful Girls. That was sort of a nice pairing.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, he did do that. That was kind of cool. Again, though, Beautiful Girls, vocal sweetening.
Yeah,
Background
okay.
vocal sweetening.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Another funny line that he says, well, the lyric says, I got my toes in my sand, I got my dick in my hands. They just
And then it was like, hey, it's Vegas.
Yeah, I know. It's
that
kind
was
of
like
funny.
his get out of jail free card.
Right. What did you guys think of Pretty Woman? Did you like it? Or
I thought it went over well with the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was really into it.
Yeah, the crowd was really into it. Again, one of the bigger Van Halen hits. So the crowd, was definitely a more generic crowd.
I mean, the band played it just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crowd really feeds off those
big numbers, the big, broad, sweeping numbers.
Here we are in Vegas. How many? We all travel to see this show.
There's a handful of those people, very
few.
But most of them are general people.
There were 4 people at our table, Ron and I, plus the 2 other guys who were in town for football.
Right.
And then hey, Dave is in town. Too.
Right. Let's go just check it out.
Yeah.
Then he went off and he brought in another new one. Everybody Wants Some, which was not on Wednesday's list.
Okay.
I thought that was really cool, and I think he did a great job with that. You guys like Everybody Wants Some? He was sort of rolling here. He went and Everybody Wants Some. Then he ended the night with Ain't Talk About Love. I thought the momentum was really building.
Yeah, I had no problem with
that.
that.
Yeah. And then I thought he said, this is the last song before the fake encore.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was kind of funny.
No, that was good.
So
that
then
was good.
They slammed it out. Everybody Wants Some. Ain't Talk About Love. And then, so for the encore, he does Just a Gigolo. Now, I have to say, that song just fits Dave. Because it's just who he is. It's almost like the song is written about him, for Christ's sake.
I thought he presented it well.
Yeah, he's good at that. What did you think, Ryan? You don't like the song?
No.
Right?
No, not at all. Along with Unchained, I thought this was one of the best songs of the night.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And he loves hamming it up and performing that fucking song. I'm telling you right now. You saw him, Dave, right?
Yeah.
The way he's wiggling around and everything like that. And then, of course, he closes the night with Jump.
I don't know what it sounded like down on the floor.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the sound of Jump at all.
Really?
Really?
I thought it sounded
good.
What
was wrong with it?
Well, remember, was it 2007, the Greensboro show with the keys were off?
Uh-huh. Oh,
the keyboards were off.
Oh,
I thought that's what we were in for.
Oh, really?
It sounded bad up by
my
us.
God.
I didn't...
The keyboard sounded too
Holy
low.
shit.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Wow.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, wow. I didn't
No.
That Greensboro was the biggest nightmare ever.
It may have been the mix by us, but it didn't sound
maybe.
right at all.
I
Something
didn't catch
sounds
that.
like their mix
Ron,
was
what did
off.
you think?
Yeah, I was starting to fade out at that point. But I will tell you, because that was the last song in the show, but on that set list that I saw, it had listed Atomic Punk.
As an encore?
Yes.
Wow. Instead of Jump?
No, there were 2 songs for the encore.
Right. There wasn't Gigolo?
No, Gigolo was there,
okay.
But then it had Atomic Punk.
Okay, interesting.
No Jump?
No, I don't think Jump was on the list.
No.
Wow, really? That shocks me. Because he always does Jump.
Yeah, he always does.
Wow.
Now,
wow.
I have photographic evidence of this.
I believe you.
Okay.
I'm just really surprised that Jump wouldn't be on the list.
But I mean this in terms of this can be verified.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right. Well, I'd love to hear Atomic Punk. I'd love either way.
Of course.
Either way. Well, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe
What surprised me in Jump was, Dave did not twirl a pole. He did not twirl a ribbon.
That's true. There was no twirling.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
But
He's
you know
usually
what?
busy doing something, right, yes.
But doesn't he usually do that when he's in Van Halen? Or does he do that solo?
Sometimes my memories blend together, so I don't know.
I know.
He's usually doing something during the keyboard solo, so...
That's true. That's
Anyway,
true. You're right.
right.
During the keyboard solo,
Maybe he's afraid of hitting himself now,
So-
or somebody else in the band.
it's also
since he
very
had the
close
nose
quarters.
Yeah.
You're like
Well,
right
I don't know,
near
but that stage was pretty big, though.
Yeah. What was your biggest surprise? Dave, we'll go around. What was your biggest surprise from the whole thing?
Wow, my biggest surprise? That he didn't suck vocally as I expected him to, or that everybody else expected him to.
All right, what about you, Ron?
My biggest surprise was a sold-out show. The crowd was into it. They were dancing, singing along, arms raised.
Right.
It was a great show as far as the crowd was concerned.
Okay.
I didn't expect the crowd to be into it as much as they were.
Right.
Yeah, that place was packed.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to mirror what Ron just said because I can't think of anything different to say. From what I saw of the videos, I thought it was going to be like a sad sack, sappy performance, and there was energy in the air. The people were excited. He seemed to be thriving off of that energy that was coming from the crowd. It was jam-packed. I mean, all the way up to the bar. I mean, it was really a full house.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I think the fact he didn't tell any stories or kept them to a minimum
He did tell
but he didn't go off too long and didn't suck the energy
He didn't.
out of the show.
He never had
or
a
the
moment where it
crowd.
was like, oh my God, this is horrible. That's
Right.
true. Also, my biggest surprise that he did not play Hot for Teacher. I can't believe that. That's shocking to me. Because that's like a Dave staple. Like Ice Cream Man, or like that's a very Dave song.
It is.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, so in terms of the guitars, Eric Estrada. Can you imagine? Fucking Punch is on the fucking Punch on guitar. No, Al Estrada. What was your thoughts on that?
I thought he was a very capable Eddie.
Yeah.
Did the solos just good.
Yeah.
And him along with the other guitarist whose name escapes me at the moment. A good team.
Okay.
At replicating the Eddie Van Halen guitar sound.
Yeah, right. I thought that Al is, from what little I saw of him, I think that he kind of possibly, worships at the altar of EVH. I know he's, got EVH gear, and I think he's got great chops, and he's able to pull off the licks with a high level of confidence. I think he fit the bill very well.
Okay.
I think he's dressed all in black, so it's a bit understated.
Yeah, very understated.
He was playing a plain black,
totally
guitar,
understated.
not a striped guitar or anything like that. He didn't exude Eddie Van Halen.
No,
and that's a good thing.
No, yeah, of course.
You don't want that.
No.
But and he's got stage moves.
Yeah.
He's got poses.
No, yeah,
and of course he can play.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good fit. But he does look older than everybody else.
He is significantly older.
He is. Yes.
And he's younger than Dave, but he's older than the other guys.
The
other guys are young guys.
Yeah.
They're all young guys. So now what would you have liked to hear that you didn't hear? Maybe something that you expected to hear and didn't hear?
You always got to find something missing in the set list.
You always got to be a cranky fuck.
Well, yeah, because you're the first. Because at the end of the show, what's the first thing you always say? I can't believe he didn't play. Fill in the blank.
But that's not what I said.
The first thing out of your lips is always what you didn't play.
By the way, this is absolute proof on the podcast that you should not be nicknamed Quiet Dave.
Very true. And I wholeheartedly agree.
Exactly.
Absolutely. He should have done Yankee Rose.
Yeah, totally agree. What did you guys think about Yankee Rose?
100% Yankee Rose, definitely.
100% Yankee Rose.
Yeah, totally. That's for sure. And best song, worst song. What was your best song? What was your worst song?
Oh, I don't know if I could name the best song, but the worst song was, which one was it? The one we all agreed he was having vocal issues
Just Like Paradise.
with. Just Like Paradise.
Yeah, I agree. Just Like Paradise. Yeah, that's for sure. And some of his best, I thought Unchained was pretty strong in terms of one of his best songs.
Yeah, Unchained.
Yeah.
And of course, I like Just a Gigolo.
Just a Gigolo went off very, very well. Absolutely. Absolutely. And in terms of, how would you compare him to 2015?
Oh, better than 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Vocally.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what about you, Ron?
Yeah.
I thought vocally he was fine. I wondered at times if he missed his powdered dance floor.
Yeah.
For sliding.
His little